So we're at the business end now of Conquest. We're in the last 10 issues. Let me just reset that. We're in the last 10 issues. So today we look at issue number 71. Now, I record in the front room and I've got a grumpy wife and grumpy kids who don't like me shutting them out and making them quiet. So I let them watch whatever they wanted to watch, and in the meantime I made up the model that we're looking at today. So this is the Sector Mechanicus Crane, and it's cool. We'll take a look at the end. Right, okay. So what have we got in store today? In this issue, get ready to do some heavy lifting in this issue with your new Sector Mechanicus Train terrain piece. This kit is a companion model to the galvanic server haulers you got in issue 62. And you will need your leftover parts from that kit to complete it. When it's done, you'll be able to combine the crane with your haulers to make all kinds of interesting layouts for your Sector Mechanicus battlefield. This issue also has the second part of the detachments article from last issue, which will teach you to create your own detachments to use in your games. And I look forward to seeing that, so that's cool. So what have we got? Storm Talon Gunships, Jakari, and a showcase for the Jakari. We've got how to build our crane. We've got how to paint it. We've got Advanced Rules 2, creating detachments. We've got rules for Terrain 13. Here we introduce the rules for your new piece of scenery. And then we've got Defending Omnus. The Death Guard offensive continues in the latest exciting mission. The Ultramarines must defend the city of Omnus. Okay, so Storm Talon Gunships. The Storm Talon gunship is a primary ground attack aircraft of Space Marines. These supersonic vehicles support ground assaults, destroying priority targets from the sky. And they look cool. The models are amazing as well. These, look at that. Love it. I don't actually currently own any of these because they are a little bit pricey, but yeah, it's only a matter of time, I think. Right, and then we've got the Jakari. The dark reflection of their craft world kin, the Jakari are twisted and cruel. They dwell deep within the webway amidst the blood-soaked streets and spires of Comorag. Please tell me how to pronounce that. Comorag. Okay. So we've got information about the Cabals, the witch cults, and the Hemunculus covens. Help with pronunciation of that as well, please. Okay, then we've got the showcase. So we've got a raider with Dark Lance. We've got the Urgle. No, I didn't know that the Urgles were a model outside of Blackstone Fortress. I know nothing about the Jakari, but yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool. Medusae, the Slith, the Lamayan, an Archon with Splinter Pistol and Husk Blade. Okay, very cool. More here. Talos with Chain Flails, Twin Liquefier Gun and 2 Splinter Cannons. That looks cool. Cabal of the Black Heart. Witch with Shardnet and Impaler. Witch with Hydra Gauntlets. Warrior of the Cabal with the Baleful Gaze. Warrior of the Cabal of the Baleful Gaze, and Succubus from the Cult of Strife with Agonizer and Archite Glaive. Okay, then we've got how to put together our crane, and it was a bit of a pain, but it's cool. Then we've got a paint guide here. Need lots of Wild Rider, Mephiston red and Wild Rider red to start with. But this is cool. All of our paint guides bring us pretty much, well, not up to scratch, but they bring us a long way. So, I mean, really, I'm not sure what paints we've still got to get. I don't think we've got any new ones to bring in. It looks a little underdone to me, to be honest. Probably, yeah, needs some more work. But anyway, so Advanced Rules number 2, creating detachments. Now you're familiar with the concept of battle-forged armies. We will show you how to create your own detachments for use in your games. In the first part of this tutorial, we will introduce the We introduced the patrol detachment. Here we give you the rules for a larger detachment known as a battalion detachment. Okay, so lots of information about that. Then we've got an updated army roster. So what's changed here? I think it's the same. It's just there. It's just another blank copy. Okay. Then we've got rules terrain number 13, Sector Mechanicus Crane. The Sector Mechanicus Crane is a large piece of terrain that provides cover for units on the battlefield. Here we explain how the rules for this terrain piece work and provide you with some examples of the terrain piece in play. Read through this guide before using this miniature in your games. Okay, place your Sector Mechanicus Crane on the tracks shown on the right. It will look best if the claw is over the Munitorum armoured container. Sector Mechanicus Crane is a large piece of industrial equipment used to lift and stack crates, including Munitorum armoured containers. They are a common sight in the industrial centres of Sector Mechanicus, manufacturing hubs and loading bays. Whenever a model shoots an enemy infantry that has all of its models within 3 inches of the crane, the target unit receives the benefit of cover if the shooting model is closer to the crane than it is to the target, and the target is at least partially obscured from the point of view of the shooting model. Okay, and then it's got some gameplay examples. So the examples presented in this page show you how to use the Sector Mechanicus Crane model in your games of Warhammer 40,000. Read through these examples to make sure you understand how these rules work before you begin playing. Okay, so that's interesting. Now we're back to defending Omnus. The front line continues to shift as both sides launch probing attacks, with Akaran leading his forces in attack against the Death Guard positions near Brel. Lieutenant Calcius leads the defence of Omnus. He has gathered a carefully selected force of Ultramarines and awaits the Death Guard's attack. Okay, so the mission is called The High Ground. As my cat interrupts. The Death Guard are swarming towards Omnus in ever greater numbers. The Ultramarines under Lieutenant Calcius have sallied forth to meet him on the outskirts of the city. The key to this battle will be 3 areas of high ground that provide a commanding view of the battlefield. So, place the central battle map, a terrain and objective marker as shown above. Place 2 other battle maps in the format shown, and set up terrain on them in an agreed upon manner. Both players then place an additional objective marker more than 9 inches from any other markers and any board edges. Roll to see who places the first one. So power ratings up to 40. Deployment is a roll-off. Whoever chooses their deployment zone deploys a unit first, and then their opponent deploys a unit. Continue deploying until everything's been deployed. The player who finished deploying their units first takes the first turn. So players gain 1 victory point for each objective marker they control at the end of the game. The first player to eliminate an enemy unit gets a victory point. There's a point for eliminating the enemy warlord. It lasts for 5 battle rounds. So that's really cool. Okay, next week we have got the almighty Chaos Spawn. 2 models there. Quite a good saving next week. I think if you want to buy these in retail, they're about £23. So you're saving quite a lot next week. And then the following week we've got the last, I believe this is the last paint issue of the entire run, which is 9 o'clock side and Nurgle's Rot. So that's cool. So that's what we've got coming up. So thanks for watching that, guys. Let's have a brief look at the crane before we finish up. So it is a nice large piece of terrain. Well detailed. Should be fairly quick to paint up. But yeah, I like it. Very cool. Right, so before we finish up, I just wanted to say that although we do only have 9 issues left of this, Mortal Realms has just kicked off, and I'll be covering all of the issues for that as well. So if you're interested in that, either subscribe if you haven't already, or just check out my other videos. And yeah, join me on that journey, and I will catch you later. See ya.